I get you, Fujimoto. Me and you, we are one and the same. We have the same taste of women, but you may not have had a generational fumble like I did. But let me share you a little story time before we start off the video. So back in 2020, like everyone else, we met this girl on Instagram, right? You know, the usual lockdown procedure. And like I said in my last video, the Yoru kind of reminds me of that girl from Instagram before she turned into an Instagram user or deleted what they do now. And I may or may not know how this can end, because apparently it depends on how me and Fujimoto be living. Either Denji can have the most generational fumble of all time, or he can actually bag Asa. But speaking of which, we start off chapter 193 with Asa just saying, no, where Yoru saying, you poor man, and then Denji's like, you know, over there, we all know what she's doing. And speaking to, I am telling you guys that she was on the same level of Yoru. She literally reminds me of whatever. But let's continue. Your family's been killed. You're a slave to your sex drive. You got beaten to a pulp, and even though I'm gonna turn you into a weapon, you're still like putty in my hands because I'm the only one who's nice to you. The girl that I was talking about earlier, she wasn't on this level, but she was Yoru being all rude or whatever, but she was still on that freak type. And she says, I like that pitiful look of yours. I want you to be even more pitiful. And Berg 37, if you're still watching this video, you were right about her trying to make the bond stronger between them so that he can turn into a stronger weapon. And obviously she's over here trying to say all this and that with Denji so he can feel more attracted to her, because she does say that I want you to be more pitiful, which makes me feel sorry for you, so part of you wants me to cheer you up. And then she's over there just like moving, and then he's like, hey, can you wiggle some more? And I kind of had similar situation to this with Denji when I first met her in Instagram. Not exactly like that, but honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's gonna be pretty hard moving on with these reviews without bringing her up, because she reminds me so much of her. Like literally, like from the hair and everything, the way she acts, her facial expressions and everything, the same exact thing kind of reminds me of her. I moved on already. I guess you can say I moved on, but anyways, she said, you're more pitiful if I refuse, you hate me or something. And she's like, and then she's like, Asa likes you. So this confirms that Asa does, but then at the same time, okay, we're gonna get into that in a bit right now, but Denji's just like, what? And then she's like, and since we share the same brain, I like you too. And then you can see Denji's like, oh, what like, what was going on? And you can see that she's kind of like happy about it when she does it. And he's like, you like me? And he's like, yep, like you. And you can see that Denji is just over here like putting his head on her or whatever. At first I thought it was gonna be more like he was gonna like hug or wrap around her, or like, you know, something like that. But then she ends up being like, hey, you're gonna cry, let me watch. You can see that he's just crying because at this point in time, there's only one person left that actually does care for Denji, which is gonna be Asa. He lost pretty much everyone, Nayata, the dogs, animals, power, and what was the name of the shark dude? I guess, I don't know why, I think he died. He's still not around anymore. So there's literally no one here in the Chainsaw Man universe that likes Denji or even knows who Denji is besides Asa. And I'm so glad there's somebody who still likes me. And you can see that she's over here like, what? Like, I don't know, this kind of like, she kind of feels bad maybe in a way, or maybe this is like Asa coming out and being like, oh, like, you know, taking control while she's in Yoru's form, and she's just looking, or maybe it's just like her just looking and like, oh damn. And then she's like, oh, you poor thing, and she's over here just grabbing him. And then from here, I literally thought of Rize because of this exact scene, because you know how Denji, maybe he's not used to it, because maybe he thought it was the same thing was gonna happen again, maybe, I'm not sure, because you can see that Fujimoto is very like getting in there. And the only kiss that he had beforehand was with Rize, and she bit his tongue off. So I was thinking that maybe she couldn't do something like that, but at the same time I'm like, no, because then it's also there. You can see that she bites his lip or whatever, and you just kind of look at each other. And then pretty sure right here that Denji ends up getting a boner, because she's like, oh, are you dead set on having sex? And you can see Denji, I don't know why his face goes down like that. It's like a yes or something. And she's like, okay, defeat the devil and I'll have sex with you. I'm not sure if this is considered like raping or something, because it's Yoru that's the one wanting to have it, but then it's also Asa. But then at the same time, we haven't seen much of Asa lately, so we don't know what she thinks of all this. So for sure we know Yoru that wants it, but then at the same time it's like, does also want it, and then how does that go about? Because then what if she transforms out and then also is like, no, I don't want this or whatever, or if since she does like Denji, it's like, how is this gonna work? So literally, you know how there's the hotel rooms when there's like a chair right there on the side and everyone calls it the cuck chair? Now it's gonna be Yoru. Whenever they do decide to switch out, it's gonna be Yoru or also just sitting in that chair now. So one of them is gonna be end up becoming a cook, and knowing Yoru, if it's Yoru, the one that's sitting in the chair, she's gonna be like on some like freaky thing saying to also like, hey, like, you know. But anyways, she's like, if you fail, I'll turn you into a weapon and beat her myself. And this is definitely the best panel in the manga so far, just because you can see the fire and everything and destruction, and you can see that the Yoru's just going crazy with her eyes. Like you don't even need to see it in color in order to know that she's going crazy. Maybe she might have, I don't know, I gotta look at some like art again, official art by Fujimoto, just to see how her eye color is, but I'm gonna say it's a yellow just because that's the only color we saw from like Nayata and Makima, where they had like that crazy color. I'm pretty sure Fami had like some like purple eyes or something, but you better not let Denji have a generational fumble with her. But at the same time, what happened with me was just not good. So maybe me and Denji are kind of in the same situation right now, where like we know that she's bad for us, but then you want her, but then it's like, yeah, well, who knows? Hopefully Denji's story ends up becoming good, because from here on, from the past before, he was just kind of dealing with a lot, and then now you add her into the mix, and then now she might play with his emotions, who knows. But if it does, it might not end well, because Denji is, I don't know, I don't really trust Yoru that much, because she is a devil at the end of the day. It's like, oh, I don't know, like maybe she is just trying to say all that just to turn him into a weapon, so then when eventually he becomes a weapon, is like he's just super powerful and OP, because that attraction is there. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that she's just trying to use him for a weapon, or does she actually genuinely care for what Denji is, or who Denji is, rather than just viewing him as a weapon? And what do you think Oz's thinking about this whole situation? Do you know that you think she believes everything that Yoru is saying, or is she just kind of mad that she's saying all this out loud? Because what if she does like Denji? Well, obviously we know she likes Denji, because there was that one thing where she got mad where he didn't want to reply to her text or something. But I want to see more of Asa. Like, what is she thinking of all of this? Because we haven't seen her in a while. I think it's been maybe like 4 or 5 chapters, but then that's also like 2 months right there of not seeing her. So are you guys curious as I am to see what's going on? But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video, and thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Alex, and this is gonna be a very unedited video just because I'm not trying to rush. I don't want to take my time, because then I go back to my 16-hour shifts again tomorrow, so I gotta get this video out as soon as possible, because by the time I have a day off, the next chapter's out. So like what happened this week, I released 2 Chainsaw Man videos because I was eventually free in order to do it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Alex, and I'll see you guys in next week's chapter.